Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the procession of the graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the academic procession. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the platform parties procession. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Desmond Lawrence, UWI-ROYTEC faculty member, and I'm delighted to be your Master of Ceremony for this evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the UWI-ROYTEC graduation ceremony for 2022. Of course, before we commence the formal proceedings, I ask that you kindly switch all cell phones and electronic devices to silent mode. Now would be the time to do it, yeah. Thank you. I now invite you to pay attention to a safety briefing on the evacuation procedures, which will be engaged in the event of an emergency. Okay, well, I guess we just have to move on. We'll get that a little later on. But rest assured, it's all safe. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon, we celebrate 417 graduates who have completed their academic studies at UWI-ROYTEC in the 2021-2022 academic year. That deserves a lusty round of applause. I now invite Ms. Wendy Augustus, Executive Director, UWI-ROYTEC, to offer the welcome address.
Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies and feature speaker. Professor Rosemary Bell Antwine, Pro Vice Chancellor and Campus Principal and Chairman of the Board of Directors, UWI-ROYTEC. Dr. Christopher Washington, Provost and Executive Vice President, Franklin University. Dr. John Kershaw, Associate Vice President, Academics, University of New Brunswick. Ms. Genevieve Julian, Acting Director, Academic Affairs, UWI-ROYTEC. Mrs. Keitha Perriman, Director, Student Affairs, UWI-ROYTEC. Members of the UWI-ROYTEC Board of Directors, His Worship the Mayor of Port of Spain, Alderman Joel Martinez, specially invited guests, faculty and staff of UWI-ROYTEC, graduates, well-wishers, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and welcome to UWI-ROYTEC's graduation exercise 2022. And a hearty congratulations to the graduating class. On this auspicious occasion of your graduation, I am twice pleased to salute you, the leadership talent of our Twin Island Republic, and to share the celebration of your success with the Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, and the newly installed Principal and Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine, and Chair of the UWI-ROYTEC Board, Professor Rosemary Bell Antwine. Professors Beckles and Antwine, I wish to sincerely thank you for the opportunity to create what I consider to be an historic event in the life of our institution, as it is the first time that our graduation exercise is being addressed by a Vice Chancellor and by the first appointed female principal of UWI St. Augustine, and consequently, the first female chair of the UWI-ROYTEC Board of Directors. As the executive director of this institution, I take pride in the caliber of our graduates and commend you on the completion of your studies during a global pandemic. And while we do not want to dwell on the negative, we cannot ignore the fact that the pandemic has impacted every single aspect of our lives, and yet you have managed to successfully overcome a myriad of obstacles and complete your studies, having taken advantage of the positives of the immediate past and present to be here today, celebrating not only your academic achievement, but your resilience. And while resilience is an appropriate word to describe your management and survival of challenges, there is no better way to capture the essence of your pandemic education experience but through dialect. You get pressure to make by bus, and you remain standing. Graduates, you are part of a tradition of excellence at UWI-ROYTEC, an accredited institution that is built on collaborations and partnerships, effective management, ethical leadership, and good governance under the aegis of the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine. We represent a strategic and exceptionally successful model of partnership in higher education, focused on sustaining leadership and committed to transforming the lives and career paths of students. We are driven by high standards of quality and shaped by core values, key among them being integrity, equity, innovation, lifelong learning, and student-centeredness. What is important here in all that I have said about our institution, your institution, is that all of who we are and all of what we do is for you and has led us to this day and to the celebration of your achievement. Allow me to recognize those who were and will continue to be, I am sure, an integral part of your support system and your education journey. Those persons who paid your fees, helped with the children, the housework, dissuaded you from liming, helped you navigate Teams and Zoom. Persons who were mindful that you were online and didn't barge into your room while you were in class. Classmates who encouraged you to keep your cameras on while you were in class and truly participate. Persons who encouraged you when you were down. I know every one of those persons here to support you is equally proud, equally happy. For those members of your support team who are here, beaming, heart bursting at your success, waiting to applaud you as you cross the stage and shout, "Look, my child, look, my boy, look, my girl, huh? Look, my bestie." Let's give a hearty round of applause to those who have helped you to this point. Today is also possible because of successful institutions by your institution to mitigate the potentially devastating impact of COVID-19 on your education experience. We started early in 2020 by reimagining our education future and accelerating change in teaching and learning. The efforts made in a short time to respond to the shocks to our education system reminded us that change was possible and that we needed to seize the opportunity to find new ways to address the learning crisis and bring about a set of solutions previously considered difficult or impossible to implement. By way of solution, the institution focused on addressing learning losses and preventing dropouts. In so doing, we established 3 priorities. 1, of course, avoiding learning losses. 2, bringing back students at risk of dropping out. And 3, focusing on the social and emotional welfare of the student population, lecturers, and staff. We are already known for our applied approach to teaching and learning, but we strengthen the effort at equipping youth and adults with the skills in demand in the labor market. This required rethinking the skills for both current and future labor markets. We provided strong support to ensure lecturer readiness. It was and is essential that lecturers are prepared and supported if equitable and inclusive learning in and beyond classrooms is to be guaranteed. Allow me to say a special thank you to our lecturers for their support over the pandemic period. Thanks for your openness to new ideas and ways of doing things, for attending all those training sessions, which, by the way, will never stop, and for your tolerance of the administration's many demands. You are the best. Let us please applaud and say thank you to our faculty. We understood that technology alone could not guarantee good learning outcomes, and that digital solutions needed relevant content, adequate instructional models, effective teaching practices, and a supporting learning environment. Ongoing professional development and training was therefore critical to ensuring that lecturers were sufficiently qualified and prepared. We expanded the understanding of the right to education to include connectivity and made good effort to ensure that our students met hardware and software requirements. We strengthened data and monitoring of learning, as managing the education crisis required a continuous monitoring of data at the student, teacher, and sector levels. To reinforce resilience, data was being used to help monitor the learning environment and help assess the institution's accountability. An important element of resilient education systems is their flexibility, which relies on a number of factors, among them the capacity to mobilize alternative modes of delivery. Hybrid learning offers flexible and quasi-individual learning pathways for learners. This is the direction UWI-ROYTEC is taking, having moved away from emergency remote teaching. You will be hearing more about that in the future. So this institution has been busy ensuring that neither the quality of your education experience nor the quality of your certification was compromised. COVID surely challenged us and accelerated our plans, but we have been in transformation mode since 1987, long before COVID. Known then as the Royal Bank Institute of Business and Technology, ROYTEC, and emerging from the Human Resource Development Department of the Royal Bank of Trinidad and Tobago Limited. From 1990 to 2000, we began our expansion efforts, which included forging a number of strong academic partnerships and broad expansion of our curriculum offerings. Between 2003 and 2014, we moved to what is currently our North Campus, a campus we have since purchased in January 2019. We are now a full subsidiary of the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine, and are fully accredited since 2017, approaching continuing accreditation, offering face-to-face and moving toward a blended mode of delivery. We are 35 years strong, and to date have overcome all obstacles. We have all cylinders burning and revving as we move into the future. We are far from finished. My message to you students, graduates today, is that there is work to be done by you as graduates, citizens, parents, employers, employees, public officials. I want you to think about what you will do. What will be your contribution to the recovery of our Twin Island Republic? Based on where you sit now or will sit in the future, how can you help? How can your newly acquired skills and competencies be used to ensure our sustainability? That's your responsibility as graduates and citizens. Acknowledge it, claim it, act on it. Your education is useless if it does not bring about change or if it cannot be used for good. If you want to begin, or you should begin by appreciating your good fortune in being able to access and complete your studies, never take that for granted. Education is not only a fundamental human right, it is an enabling right with direct impact on the realization of all other human rights. It is a global common good and a primary driver of national development. It is a bedrock of just, equal, inclusive, and peaceful societies. When education systems collapse, peaceful, prosperous, and productive societies cannot be sustained. Think about that as you consider our circumstances in Trinidad and Tobago as we move towards some level of normalcy and recovery with the accompanying conflict of ideas and approaches of stakeholders. Decisions on the way forward will carry enormous social and economic implications and will have lasting effects on educators, on children, and youth. The question you need to ask yourself is, how will I contribute? At the end of this journey, as you continue onto another pathway to more achievements, you will no longer be measured by your performance on assignments and examinations. Instead, your performance will be measured by your ability to add value in every place or circumstance you might find yourself. Your subscription to our institution's core values, integrity and excellence, combined with effective communication and a desire to live and work among others peacefully and respectfully, will nurture and grow those leadership skills that we have instilled, skills that will distinguish you from the competition, and more importantly, distinguish you as a decent human being. Never forget, the one true and common purpose of human life is to serve, show compassion, and demonstrate the will to help others. Now more than ever, we need strong leadership. At UWI-ROYTEC, we are preparing for leadership that will take us through the tough times, that will lead the battle against what I call the negativity of the now. Here, I refer to what appears to be the never-ending scourge of crime, the growing problem of human and drug trafficking, the lack of respect for institutions and office holders. I urge you, as future leaders, to think and talk about solutions. Whilst we cannot avoid the realities of living in the present, know that the present is filled with self-proclaimed experts and influencers who find fertile ground on social and print media. These persons and groups are critics of everything. Do not blindly accept or participate in matters without due interrogation. Let us not embrace our weaknesses. Let us not find comfort in complaint. Let us start conversations around fixing, helping, and healing as a path to truth. I'm confident that you will live up to the challenge of change. You are open-minded, tech-savvy, self-expressive, upbeat, and overly passionate about life. Your time at UWI-ROYTEC would have exposed you to more than a program. We offer an education, that experience that teaches you how to live your life by developing the mind and equipping you to deal with reality. A good education that ensures that you are taught to think, to understand, to integrate, to prove. One that teaches you the essentials of the knowledge discovered in the past and equips you to acquire further knowledge by your own effort. In other words, an education that teaches you how rather than what to think, to improve your mind so as to enable you to think for yourselves rather than to load your memory with the thoughts of others. Some of you will also go on to become regional and even global leaders in your respective disciplines. There's a Trinbagonian in every part of the world, transforming organizations and communities and impacting the quality of life of countless numbers of persons. As you venture forward, stay connected with the alumni, faculty, and fellow students, as you will always be a part of the UWI-ROYTEC family, a family that has supported you, chided you when necessary, and is now blessing each and every one of you as we proudly graduate. Thank you for making UWI-ROYTEC your preferred institutional choice for further education. Thank you, graduates, for the beautiful experience of partnership. You are now tasked with applying your new skills and competencies to grow our nation. You will be expected to lead and build as part of the next leg of your journey. Know that it is harder to build than to destroy. To build is to engage and change. I urge all of you to take the more challenging road of building and shaping our nation and your future through engagement efforts that will unify our people and build communities. Make UWI-ROYTEC proud in the championing of causes which benefit the less fortunate, the aged, and persons with disabilities. There is much to be done. You are far from finished. Use your talents, heart, and mind to bring hope and help to others. Graduating class of 2022, congratulations, well done. God bless you, and may God bless our nation.
Thank you very much, Ms. Augustus, for those very inspirational words. Ladies and gentlemen, to bring us greetings from the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine campus, Professor Rosemary Bell-Antwine, Pro Vice Chancellor and Campus Principal and Chairman of the Board of Directors, UWI-ROYTEC.
Please allow me to adopt the protocol so comprehensively laid out by our wonderful Executive Director, Ms. Wendy Augustus, and to say simply, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a special good evening to our graduating class this evening. As Pro Vice Chancellor and Principal of St. Augustine campus of the University of the West Indies, I am really happy to be here among you to participate in this UWI-ROYTEC graduation ceremony. And I must say, in very beautiful surroundings as well. Congratulations to all of you. You have worked very long, very hard in extremely difficult circumstances, and we all know what they are. And your determination to succeed has finally paid off. I think you deserve to pat yourselves on the back. But like your graduation theme suggests, you are far from finished. In fact, think of this milestone as a stepping stone to an exciting journey of lifelong learning, whether that is in a formal setting, like the one offered by UWI-ROYTEC, or by opening your mind and consciousness to the world around you, outside of your known spaces, at home, at work, or in your communities. From the time of our establishment in 1948, we at the University of the West Indies have put the people and the lands of this region first. And I pause to let you in a little secret that next year is our 75th anniversary. Each succeeding generation has stepped up and stepped forward to lend support and guidance to Caribbean societies in grappling with challenges and with change. The St. Augustine campus has been part of this process since 1960, even predating independence here in Trinidad and Tobago. ROYTEC joined us in our mission 35 years ago and is today recognized as a national leader in applied learning and specialized training, empowering learners to embrace their fullest potential. Commitment to serve must be at the core of all that we do. as institutions and you as graduates of UWI-ROYTEC. Even as we do the research and create the technologies and the strategies which are of critical importance for sustainable economic and ecological development, the teaching element of any university, including the UWI, is equally important. We aim to prepare graduates who are independent learners, problem solvers, logical, inquiring, creative thinkers, team workers, and with well-developed skills for self-directed and, yes, of course, lifelong learning. The UWI, across its 5 campuses and its 10 global centers, in partnership with universities in North America, Latin America, Asia, Africa, and Europe, has been and continues to be a pivotal force in every aspect of Caribbean development for the well-being of the Caribbean region and beyond. This very commitment of purpose has seen us ranked by the most reputable ranking agency, the Times Higher Education, more familiarly known as THE, maybe we could just say the, among the top 1.5% universities in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the UWI is the only Caribbean-based university to make this prestigious list. Even more, the University of the West Indies, your alma mater, is also featured among the top universities on the Times Impact Rankings, based on our response to the world's biggest concerns, as outlined in the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, including good health, and we saw this in the COVID pandemic, UWI was a leader, and well-being, gender equality, and climate action. But as you heard, you are far from finished. And the UWI and the UWI-ROYTEC is far from finished. There is so much to do despite these tremendous successes. I said to our matriculating class of 2022, new members of our academic community, and it is worth repeating and repeating often, with success comes responsibility. Generations of UWI graduates have successfully carried, then passed the baton to the next generation to help this country and region overcome our major challenges, sometimes self-inflicted, so as to propel us out of the mire of the notion of a developing or an emerging economy, or worse, third world economy, that status. Like you, the UWI, our nation building is far from finished. And you have, as you heard again from your executive director, you have an important role to play. You may find yourselves in positions where individually or collectively, you can be a game changer, shifting well-established paradigms in government, in industry, the professions, and civil society. At those moments, I really want you to remember the sacred trust that falls to any UWI graduate, and to do the right thing. Do not just take the safest and the easiest route. Remember, you have done well, but you have not yet finished. You are far from finished. That finishing line is filled with obstacles, but oh, the rewards at the end. May you long continue to represent well and be the UWI light rising from the West. Graduating class, congratulations. Stay the course. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Bell-Antoine. And ladies and gentlemen, if you would please direct your attention to our screens for a virtual address by Dr. John Kershaw, Assistant Vice President Academic of the University of New Brunswick, who will bring greetings on behalf of UNB.
Greetings and warmest regards on behalf of the University of New Brunswick and our president, Dr. Paul Mazzarell, and Chancellor, Dr. Allison McCain. The UWI-ROYTEC UNB graduation ceremony has been one of my annual highlights for several years. And COVID disrupted many things, and this is one of the more important events that I'm unable to join in person again this year. To Professor Copeland and Ms. Augustus, I want to thank you for the years of dedication to our partnership. I not only consider you to be colleagues, but among my global friends. To all graduates tonight, congratulations on graduating today with your certificates, associate's, bachelor's, and master's degrees. Today is important for you, and it is a highlight for us, this granting of degrees from the University of West Indies ROYTEC University of New Brunswick partnership. UNB started offering our courses here in 1997. So this year represents our 25th year of operations in Trinidad and Tobago. We have had over 3,000 graduates during that time span. And I would like to personally thank our faculty and staff partners at ROYTEC and St. Augustine. They have made these 2 decades a pleasure and have contributed greatly to the joint mission of our institutions. And now a few words specifically for the UNB graduates. Today, you join a long list of successful UNB graduates, over 65,000 now living around the world, and almost 5,000 in Trinidad and Tobago alone. We celebrate our collective achievements. We are proud of our programs and our faculty. However, ultimately, UNB measures our success by your success. Rest assured that we do not measure your success solely by how well you do financially. We would rather have many graduates who are well regarded in their communities than to have a few graduates who gathered individual wealth and ignored their communities. UNB's goal is to have a global impact, and we can only achieve that through you. Your educational achievements are the results of your own effort, but they've also placed you in a privileged position. It is important that you give back to your community and your country. Next year, we will plan to attend the graduation ceremonies and host a UNB alumni event. For those of you I didn't meet tonight, I hope to meet you then. Congratulations again. Thank you for your attention and good luck in the future.
Thank you, Dr. Kershaw. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite to the lectern Dr. Christopher Washington, Provost and Executive Vice President of Franklin University, to bring greetings on behalf of Franklin University.
Executive Director Augustus, Pro Vice Chancellor Antoine, and Principal, Assistant Vice President Dr. Kershaw, Vice Chancellor Sir Hilary Beckles, faculty, staff, students, and graduates. It gives me great pleasure to be here with you in Trinidad, in person, for the first time in maybe 7 years, been about 7 years, to bring greetings on behalf of Franklin University, our president, Dr. David Decker, and our board in Columbus, Ohio, in the United States. You know, our partnership with UWI-ROYTEC is a successful one, one that has now endured a pandemic. We made it through together, thanks in part to our Masters of Science in Business Psychology graduates who will be graduating today, and to those of you who are in the audience who supported them among the friends and family over the past few years. When I learned of this graduation ceremony, I really jumped at the chance to be here to celebrate this exceptional class, to experience the warm weather of Trinidad and Tobago, and to escape the cold climate of Northern Ohio. It's bitter. I have very jealous friends back home right now, at least for a couple of days. Now, I have to tell you, my plane from Columbus to Miami flew over the hurricane and around the last part of it. So I had to go through a hurricane to be here, y'all. Just telling you. So I awarded myself when I landed here in Trinidad. I had the driver take me over to Savannah so I can get me a couple doubles. It's great. You know, I missed the food. To graduates, you are a part of an exceptional class that has endured life's social, economic, and pandemic storms. You could have sat this out, but you instead chose to grow through what you go through. Providing an insight that life isn't about waiting for storms to pass. Sometimes there are these fly over and fly around opportunities, and sometimes you just have to dance in the rain. So today, it is my honor to join you dancers in celebrating this occasion and to be among the first to honor you. Job well done and congratulations.
And now, at this juncture, we'll now have a very short musical interlude by Dane Gulston and Sons. Dane Gulston and Sons, ladies and gentlemen. We could do another round of applause, you don't think? And I know how hard it must have been to resist the urge to just spontaneously break out and dance, right? Ladies and gentlemen, our featured speaker is Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies. Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, 8th Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, the UWI, is a distinguished academic, international thought leader, United Nations Committee official, and a global public activist in the field of social justice and minority empowerment. Sir Hilary is a director of Sagicor Financial Corporation, PLC, the largest financial company of the Caribbean region, chairman of the Caribbean Examinations Council, CXC, the former chairman of the University of the West Indies Press, chairman of the Caribbean Community Commission on Reparation and Social Justice, president of Universities Caribbean, an editor of the UNESCO General History of Africa series, and the director of the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center. He has also served as an advisor to the UN World Culture Report and advisor to the Secretary General of the United Nations on Sustainable Development. He is a past vice president of the International Task Force for the UNESCO Slave Route Project and a past consultant for the UNESCO Cities for Peace Global Program. He is a member of the Council of Association of Commonwealth Universities and the United Nations University. He has received numerous awards, including Honorary Doctor of Letters from Brock University, the University of Glasgow, University of Hull, and the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Ghana, in recognition of his major contributions to academic research on transatlantic slavery, popular culture, and sport. In 2017, the town of Hartford in the state of Connecticut in the United States declared the 21st of March Sir Hilary Beckles Day in recognition of his global contribution to social justice and human equality. He is also the recipient of the prestigious Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Award for Global Advocacy, academic scholarship, and intellectual leadership in support of social justice, institutional equity, and economic development for marginalized and oppressed ethnicities and nations. Under his stewardship as Vice Chancellor of the UWI, the institution established a 5th campus, the Five Islands campus. Ready? Yes, under his astute leadership, I'll read that again. Under his leadership, the Vice Chancellor of the UWI, the institution established the 5th campus, the Five Islands campus in Antigua and Barbuda, and debuted in the prestigious THE ranking in 2019 when it was ranked in the top 4% of the world's best universities. In 2020, the UWI earned a triple first accolade as the #1 university in the Caribbean, among the top 1% in Latin America and top 1% of worldwide universities between 50 and 80 years old. Continuing its upward trajectory. Continuing its upward trajectory in 2021, the UWI was ranked among the 1.5% of universities ranked globally by the THE. Sir Hilary has spearheaded an aggressive global reputation building strategy, which has resulted in 10 global centers in partnership with universities in North America, Latin America, Asia, Africa, and Europe. He also forged strategic industry partnerships to allow for the widened penetration of the UWI brand through new media channels and 24/7 cable television, made possible by the creation of Public Information and Education Service, UWI TV. Sir Hilary has lectured extensively in Europe, Africa, Asia, and the Americas, and has published over 100 peer-reviewed essays in scholarly journals and more than 20 academic books. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite you to direct your attention to the screens for the video address by Professor Sir Hilary Beckles.
It is for me a tremendous joy and honor to participate in this ceremony of graduation in your 35th year of service. I recognize the nature of this service to be one of excellence. And so today we recognize the excellence of your leadership. We recognize the very high quality of your academic programs and your intellectual leadership. We celebrate the fact that academic excellence and an outstanding institutional leadership cannot be taken for granted. And therefore, colleagues, I celebrate your accomplishments. You have produced a very distinguished and very influential community of alumni. And it's wonderful to know that today you will add to the magnificence of that community. We are celebrating today a very important principle. It is the principle of partnership, that higher education is best delivered and sustained within the context of the philosophy of partnership, whereby multiple sectors of an economy and society can come together in partnership to meet an end that is sophisticated and sustainable. We also celebrate the quality of thinking that drives this process. Our students, those of you who have taken the decision to join this institution, to pursue a path of excellence within this institution, that quality of thinking must be celebrated, because today is the end product of that process, your achievement as graduates. And so all of this comes together magnificently into a ceremony of graduation. Of course, we are aware of your resilience, having had to confront, challenge, and surmount the effects of COVID-19. You are now back together in a face-to-face format, but we celebrate those of you who have persisted, who have demonstrated the quality of development, that is overcoming challenges and rising, and you have risen. We reflect emotionally upon those of our community who have not been able to survive and who fell to the ravages of this pandemic. But your presence and your achievements today gives us reason to recognize human nature, that while we rise to the highest possible standards of excellence, we also reflect upon those who for one reason or another have been able to join you on the mountaintop. So who exactly are you, my distinguished graduates? Let me say at the outset that you are a minority within a minority. Unfortunately, that is a fair and reasonable description of who you are. In our Caribbean region, those who have participated and those who are participating in the journey of higher education represent a very small percentage of our population. The statistics in themselves are very disturbing. That if you take our hemisphere from Alaska in the north to Argentina in the south, within our hemisphere, our Caribbean community has the lowest enrollment in post-secondary education. This is tragic for many reasons. What we are witnessing is an inability of our youth to find their way through the educational process, ultimately into higher education. It is disturbing because all of the theoretical evidence that is available to us, indeed all of the practical evidence as well, show very clearly that there is a direct correlation between the percentage of citizens in the society who have had the benefit of higher education and the potential of that community for sustainable economic development. I have no doubt, as an economic historian, that what is holding back the economic development and social transformation of our Caribbean world is indeed a crisis of the human resource, a crisis in social capital formation. Much more so than capital itself, it is this shortage of critical skills in our economy and society that is responsible for the sluggishness in the economic transformation of our enterprises. It is also the reason why our societies are not growing to the level of sophistication that we would wish. The fact that our societies are still characterized by endemic violence, by conflict and tension at the community level. Much of this has to do with the fact that we are not educating enough of our citizens at the level of higher education. We must take responsibility for this as leaders of institutions of higher learning, because we can see that the projections for economic development and the projections for social transformation for the next 10 to 20 years are not impressive. And one of the main reasons given for this is the inadequacy of the human resource to innovate, to initiate, and to drive competitive and socially sustainable institutions. This is the background, this is the context of what we are celebrating here today. When we reflect on the reason why our economies have not rebounded from the 07, 08 economic global decline, the fingers all point in the same direction. Our response has been sluggish. Our development since then has been anemic. And again, it is the shortage of the human resource, the entrepreneurship, the innovation, the creativity of enterprises, the inability of citizens to drive new frontiers of knowledge, to produce new economic sectors, to transform traditional economic sectors. All of these requirements are being held back because of this shortage of critical skills and critical knowledge in the right areas. Yet, we see that the investment in the human resource is inadequate. In fact, colleagues, when we look at the entire higher education sector, not only the academic sector, but the professional development sector, the critical skills and training sector, combined, it is not fit for the purpose at the moment. But we try, we continue to push ahead. We continue to innovate, knowing that indeed we are far from finished. And hence the theme you have chosen for your celebration today, far from finished, is most relevant and most apt. What we are witnessing year in and year out in our region is the increasing inequality between our citizens and rising poverty in many societies. This is disturbing indeed after decades of national independence, we find that our societies are still being characterized as among the most unequal in the world. And despite the fact that we have achieved significant economic activity and we have grown many competitive economic sectors, despite this tremendous achievement, and it is tremendous because we have broken away from the colonial scaffold and we were left on our own in respect of building stable democratic nations out of the colonial rubble that we inherited. We have done well, but yet the inequality among our citizens continues to grow, and poverty continues to be a growing feature at the base of all of our societies. We know from the economic evidence and the statistical surveys that it is this maldistribution of wealth and income that is responsible for the threat to our social stability and the sophistication of our social lives. You, my dear graduates, you are a minority within a minority. You are an elite within our societies. But we wish you to know that institutions such as the UWI-ROYTEC, your alma mater, will never produce graduates who are elitists. There is a fundamental difference between being an elite institution of quality and excellence and producing graduates who are not elitists, but who are democratic and who are inclusionary in their approach to society. You are a special group of persons with a special responsibility. My urge is that you multiply and you spread yourself, because this is a time for you to rise and lead. And this is a time for you to be even more inclusionary in your social philosophy. As you go back to your workplaces, as you establish your enterprises, as you participate in the world of work, look around you and see what can be done to increase your numbers. Look around you and ask, how can I participate in the revolution of higher education that is required to drive my society forward and to drive my economy upward? I focus upon you, the singular consciousness, because it is there that leadership is produced. It is there that pioneers are born. And this is who you are. You are leaders and you are pioneers. We congratulate you because you will be participating in the financial services sector. You'll be participating in the services sector on the whole. And this is a sector in our economies that has done well. You are members, by and large, of this community that is competitive and that has served our region well. We can make the comparison between your contribution to the financial services sector and the services sector on the whole and the manufacturing sector of our region. Throughout the Caribbean, if you enter into the manufacturing community, you will find that there's an absence of technology, an absence of robotics, an absence of artificial intelligence that is driving the quality of production, increasing productivity, reducing prices, and making our sector more competitive. So you are members of a sector and will drive the sector that is globally competitive. This is who you are. I congratulate each and every one of you for completing this journey. I celebrate the leadership of this excellent institution that continues to serve our people with distinction. I also join in the empowerment of the philosophy that surrounds your theme for this session, far from finish. You have done well, excellent, in fact, but indeed, we are all far from finished. Please accept my humble congratulations on the excellence of your achievement. And as we pay attention to our theme, let us gather our consciousness together and prepare for the long haul. We have a long way to go, and we are far from finished. Congratulations to each and everybody.
Far from finished indeed. Thank you very much, Professor Beckles. Ladies and gentlemen, we now present the graduates in each program. The presentation of graduates will take the following order. First, we present the professional development programs, certificates and diplomas, to be followed by the associate degree programs, bachelor degree programs, and master's programs. To begin the presentation of graduates in the various certificate and diploma programs, I invite Ms. Genevieve Julian, Acting Director, Academic Affairs, UWI-ROYTEC, who will congratulate graduates, and Mrs. Keita Perriman, Director, Student Affairs, who will present certificates. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present our graduates who will be awarded certificates and professional diplomas, and I ask kindly that you hold your applause until all the graduates have been presented. I call now the graduates in the certificate in early childhood care and education. Give my signal when each section is finished. To the shadow. Okay. Early childhood education, right? Hadassah Ford. Summer Joseph John. Sarah Jacob. Marissa Lawrence. Malaika Ramguli. Anika Sylvester. Shamaya Edwards. Soraya McIntyre. Zuleika Mills. Maisha Murray. Thais Perryman. Jeremy Pear. Natalia Saunders. Rihanna Saunders. Jonathan Skinner. Janae Marie Weeks. Alyssa Worrell. But there's no way out here. Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge the graduates and the certificate in social sciences for their achievements. I now call the graduates in the Diploma in Management for Administrative Professionals. Shade Surratt. Jamel Hercules. Shania Mendez. Naomi Pear. Josanne Prince. Jody Williams. Okay, this is a different group now. What is this one? Racine Bell. Cindy Blaisdell. Kelly Castle. Rochelle Henry. Alicia Ali. Crystal Harilal. Krista Jobant. Alexandra Lewis. Aiden McNeil. Huh? Tonya Mulchan. Risha Ramdeo. Falyon Ramnath. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the graduates in our certificates and diploma programs. This is associate degree now, right? I call now the graduates and the Associate of Science degree in Information Systems Management. Kwan Afun. Distinction. Rondell Bisnath. Honors. Kionda Boynes. Honors. Christian Charles. Honors. Damian Chattergoon. Distinction. Daniel Cyprian, distinction. Jesse De Silva, distinction. Selena Ducaran, honors. Dimitri Guy, honors. Joshua Hawley. Kamir Hussein, honors. Kaleem Hoyt, distinction. Jay Jagpath, honors. Selena Khan, distinction. Kavir Lalu, distinction. Malik Leach, honors. Justin Mirage, honors. Nikita McDonald, honors. Warren Donald, honors. Mia Mitchell, distinction. I like that. Casey O'Brien, honors. Jonathan Pear, honors. Terrell Powder, honors. Maurice Quashi. Emily Ramcharita, honors. John Wilson, honors. Renee Williams. Shanae Wynn, honors. Still in Adizamai or EDM? But just give us his name. What's his name? Huh? Endale Nelson. Endale Nelson. Tonya Hawk. Tonya or as if this one. Ladies and gentlemen. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the graduates of the Associate of Science degree in Information Systems Management for their wonderful achievements. And I will now call on the graduates in the Associate of Science degree in Management. Gabriel Ali, honors. Xavier Alain, distinction. Kershel Aparicio. Chanel Babulal, honors. Anika Batiste, honors. Justin Belil, honors. Kaylee Benjamin, honors. Renique Brooms, honors. Raven Renee Bergantoni. Malik Charles, honors. Dana Dindial, honors. Tamia Flanders. Christian Gopal, honors. Lakeisha Andrews. Jadel Gibbs, honors. Brianna Holland. Halima Harrison. Tamara Henry, honors. Wingjing He, honors. Kamani Hiralal. Linda Lake Caesar, distinction. Tahila Huggins, distinction. Chelsea Thomas, distinction. Jordan Hernandez, honors. Charlize Hood, distinction. Anthony Davidson. Nyla De Silva, honors. Carolina Daniel, honors. Shanalis Bartholomew, honors. Aaliyah Francis, honors. I like the spirit. Chelsea Jerome, honors. Nadine Elegon, distinction. Dejel Murray, distinction. Kemba Stewart, honors. Yeah, we know. Carla Fernandez, honors. Nikolai Dorman, honors. Nicholas Dorman, honors. Adisha Lakai, honors. Jalees Hernandez. Kalia Ramnath, distinction. Joandra Otley. Khadija Oliveri, honors. Maya Riley, honors. Shakina Williams, honors. Special Ryan. Shanique Mercer, honors. Kate Lewis, distinction. Victoria McIntyre, honors. Samantha Paris, honors. Shania Jeter, honors. Emily Gooding, honors. Adriana Dominique Clark, honors. Alyssa Hutchinson. Dylan Turi, distinction. Zaria McLeod, honors. Therese Barnard, distinction. Christine Sammy, honors. Alyssa George, distinction. Darian Murray, honors. Tarisha Walker, honors. Mira Sergio, honors. Simeon Silochan, distinction. Hassan Paul, honors. Anastasia Neunkirk, honors. Anna Pierre, honors. Shania Prasad, honors. Peter Richards, honors. Akila Robinson, honors. Amisha Sitaram, honors. Samantha Villafana, honors. Shazana Rampasad, distinction. Tracy Ann Mohammed, honors. Raynell Louis, honors. Caitlin Rupnarine. Sunita Mirage. Anessa Mark LaRoque, honors. Shanae Noriega, honors. Nichelle Jeffrey, honors. Renee Pierre, honors. Kemi Samlal. Kamara Sicharan. Sarah Ramdas. Shonelle Thompson, honors. Kavina Mangal, distinction. Joshua Ramjohn, honors. Joshua Raghunath, honors. Sasha Williams, honors. Natifa Perry, honors. Shania Leaf, honors. Tanisha Wilson, honors. Jada Phillip, honors. Jade Sifontes. Khadijah Smith, honors. Akil Jackman, honors. Couldn't want a better endorsement than that, right? Jordan St. Louis, honors. Zachary Benjamin, distinction. Liam Saney, honors. LaShawn Coltes, honors. Hadassah Jones, honors. Samara Nelson. Shania Moreno, honors. Michaela Brito, honors. Cindy Ann David, honors. Lindy Ann Kale, distinction. Prem Deolal. Jada Lord. My bunks. Denicia Tuse, honors. Just some honey. Letitia Tom. Shadiman Sanuye. Jaden Polidor. Jaden Polidor. Yeah. Jaden Polidor. Just somebody name. Jelani Westfield. Dion Smith, honors. Onika Gilbert, honors. Chantel Wade. Nicola Brown. Rianne Smith. Abigail Adams. Jada Julian, honors. Tiana Aming, distinction. Aaliyah Hernandez, honors. Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge the graduates in the Associate of Science degree in Management for their achievements. And at this juncture, I'll now present the graduates in the bachelor degree programs. First, I will call the graduates in the Bachelor of Science degree in Information Systems Management. Samuel Bureau, second class honors, upper second class honors. Kyle Blackman. Sheldon Frederick, upper second class honors. Early Gittens, first class honors. Lee Gerkul. Brittany Harry, first class honors. Khadijah James, lower second class honors. Amos Patrick, first class honors. Jean-Pierre Perryman, upper second class honors. Alexia Sicharan, upper second class honors. Patrice Snell, first class honors. Kevin Williams, upper second class honors. Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge the graduates in the Bachelor of Science degree in Information Systems Management for their achievements. And I now call the graduates in the Bachelor of Science degree in Business Management. Charles Junior Cavallo, first class honors. Jared Alves, upper second class honors. Chanel Buzz, upper second class honors. Ayana Cyril, first class honors. Joel Forston, first class honors. Shan Ferdinand, upper second class honors. J. Marie Hackett, upper second class honors. Yakini Joseph, upper second class honors. Anicia Lalu, upper second class honors. Caitlin Manzur, first class honors. Shanice McLeod, upper second class honors. Candice Oliveri, upper second class honors. Abigail Payson Clark, upper second class honors. Sonel Renaud Demille, first class honors. Rinaldo Sandy, first class honors. Renissa Solomon, lower second class honors. Tamika Wright, lower second class honors. Letitia Gay, lower second class honors. Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge the graduates in the Bachelor of Science degree in Business Management for their achievements. right? You know, UWI-ROYTEC is proud to be graduating its first class of the Indigenous Bachelor's in Education degree program for primary school teachers. Our contribution to the national education sector is noteworthy and dates back to a partnership with the University of New Brunswick, Fredericton, Canada from 1998 to 2022. This partnership has produced more than 1,500 graduates who currently serve as primary school teachers, principals, vice principals, heads of departments, and school supervisors throughout the country. However, our Indigenous Bachelor's in Education program was designed in collaboration with the Curriculum Planning and Development Division of the Ministry of Education, so to meet the needs of teachers of the future. The B.Ed program aims to achieve a balance between knowledge theory and applied learning, ensuring a learning experience that goes beyond the classroom. The program adequately prepares educators who understand the past, delight in the challenges of the present, and look optimistically to the future. These newly qualified teachers embarked on the journey in 2018, expressing confidence in UWI-ROYTEC to prepare them for the continually evolving education landscape. To this end, I will now call the graduates in the Bachelor's in Education degree for primary school teachers. Please hold your applause until all the names have been called, yeah? All right. Shastra Benny, first class honors. Brittany Fotheringham, upper second class honors. Kasaja Ford, upper second class honors. Rochelle Powder, first class honors. Micheline Toussaint, first class honors. Atia Lawrence Rudder, first class honors. So now you can clap. Yeah, go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, let's acknowledge the graduates in that program. I now call on the graduates in the Bachelor of Education degree awarded by the University of New Brunswick. Tanisha Badeau. Shamila Harilal. Karine Lewis Jostling. Sabita Ramdath. Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge the graduates in the Bachelor of Education program for their achievements. I now call on the graduates in the Master of Education degree awarded by the University of New Brunswick. Gail Cardenas. Well, that's it, so give her a lusty round of applause, please. Thank you, Mrs. Perryman, but I will still invite Ms. Julian to stay on stage. And I'll now call the graduates in the Master of Science degree in Business Psychology awarded by Franklin University. I invite Dr. Christopher Washington, Provost and Executive Vice President of Franklin University, who will congratulate the graduates, and Ms. Genevieve Julian, Acting Director, Academic Affairs, UWI-ROYTEC, to present the certificates. Kindly hold your applause till the end. Yeah? Kristen Rudd. Carol Ledgerwood. Ladies and gentlemen, they deserve a lusty round of applause. Thank you, Dr. Washington and Ms. Julian, for your assistance. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with our program by inviting our valedictorian to the lectern. We present Mr. Charles Junior Cavallo, who will represent the Management, Information Systems Management, Education, Diploma, and Professional Programs. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite Mr. Charles Junior Cavallo to deliver the valedictory address on behalf of those programs.
Professor Rosemary Bell Antoine, Vice Chancellor and Principal, UWI St. Augustine, and Chairman of the Board of Directors, UWI-ROYTEC. Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies and feature speaker. His Worship, the Mayor of Port of Spain, Alderman Joel Martinez. Ms. Wendy Augustus, Executive Director, UWI-ROYTEC. Members of the UWI-ROYTEC Board of Directors. Dr. John Kershaw, Assistant Vice President, Academic, UNB. Dr. Christopher Washington, Provost and Executive Vice President, Franklin University. Ms. Genevieve Julian, Acting Director, Academic Affairs, UWI-ROYTEC. Mrs. Keitha Perryman, Director, Student Affairs, UWI-ROYTEC. Graduates, specially invited guests, faculty and staff of UWI-ROYTEC, well-wishers, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is a distinct honor to deliver this farewell address. Although I stand in front of a crowd of strangers, as most of us are meeting in person for the first time, today we all share a connection. We have all made it to the end of this momentous journey. I want to firstly extend a hearty congratulations to you all for this achievement. I know I'm not alone when I say it has been a challenging one, but we are here at last. When I received the news that I was nominated to be the valedictorian and that I would have to prepare a speech, I treated it like I did all my assignments. I Googled how to do it. It wasn't long before I realized I was going about it the wrong way. Just like my assignments and most challenges in my life, I needed to stop and think first, process it, gather my thoughts, and start trying to figure it out on my own. Then seek help to expand and fine-tune. This led me to think about what graduating really means and what we should all take away from this experience. I began by reflecting on the thought-provoking theme of this year's graduation, far from finished. When I heard that phrase before, it always painted a dreary picture that there's a long way to go still. It made the tasks ahead seem daunting and insurmountable. That perspective has since changed to one where I instead look at the progress made, irrespective of how minor it may seem. From this standpoint, I've now learned to appreciate the grueling process of growth. During our studies, we were just jumping from one assignment to the next while balancing all of life's other commitments. There were days and nights we all couldn't wait to get past, and we did. We've come out stronger, wiser, and more tired than when we started. The upside is that we have been suitably prepared for whatever comes next in our individual journeys. So, the meaning of far from finish, to me, means that we never really finish. It's a continuous journey, and along the way, we celebrate milestones like we've gathered here to do this evening. Even if it's just one step in a long journey, it's better than not starting at all. My problem has always been not finishing things. I'm sure many of you could relate. You would start off strong and make progress, but somewhere in the middle, lose interest and zeal to see it to the end. Much like how we all feel in our last semester. We just wanted to get it over with. Achieving this degree with a six-year gap in between my ADM and BDM programs provided for a unique experience. It reminded me that perseverance trumps all odds and that it's never too late to start. The finish line is never too far. I started my BDM program in January of 2021, and like most of you, it was under less than ideal conditions. The online modality, while it's favored by many, including myself, posed countless novel challenges. It just meant that we had to conjure up innovative solutions to overcome those issues, which I think we did a good job at. Although I think some of us are still learning how to share our screens with audio. Regardless, we are all here today to commemorate the successes of each other. It would be remiss of me to not mention a crucial part of our journey so far, the invaluable lecturers we have come across here at UWI-ROYTEC. I would like to mention you all by name, but I only have 8 minutes, so instead I'll say this. While you all have varying styles of lecturing, one thing is common, your passion for education. You're all gifted people, and your teachings go way beyond course outlines. I have seen how you sculpt the mindset of students in preparation for the unforgiving contemporary business landscape, a task which only passionate professionals such as yourselves have the foresight to overcome. Not to mention the always reliable support from the various administrative departments of UWI-ROYTEC. While our students may not have always seen it, our experiences here will stay with us forever. So, for your genuine assistance, instrumental teachings, and even the endless assignments, we are beyond grateful. Thank you. We also couldn't get here without our family, friends, colleagues, and significant others. Whether they are here today or not, the relationships with these people have undoubtedly contributed to our success thus far. For that, I am sure we are all thankful, but it is important to maintain these connections. Today's world is increasingly demanding of our time and energy, and it's easy to neglect others when we are always working hard. If we don't make time to nurture existing relationships and build new ones, all the time we spend working and studying goes for naught. It is these very people who support us and carry us through the hardships that our careers bring upon us. Real success is achieved when you have people you love to share and celebrate it with, so keep them close. Speaking of relationships, I know we have all been part of group projects with people we weren't so keen on working with. The reality is that often happens in the workplace. You can't always choose who you work with, but what you can choose is how you work with them. So always be kind and patient with those who you interact with. Chances are that many of us here will cross paths in a not too distant future. And I know, looking ahead at the future is sometimes nerve-wracking. There's so much uncertainty on what we should do next. Apply for a new job, start a business, pursue another degree. Those answers will come. Just don't put too much pressure on yourselves to figure it out all right now. If we spend our lives constantly worrying about what comes next, we'll reach the end of it with regrets. On that note, I would mention a quote you may have heard from Albert Einstein. Education is that which remains when one has forgotten everything they learned in school. Put simply, we may forget all the formulae, theories, and definitions that we memorized. What we won't forget, though, are all those lessons we learned the hard way, the social skills we developed, all the ways we were able to mature, and the potential we unlocked within ourselves. So no matter where you go next, work hard, work smart, and you'll do great things. Lastly, but very importantly, if there's one thing you remember from what I said tonight, let it be this, especially for all the men in here. It is okay to not be okay. Crying is okay, asking for help is okay. I cry, I break down, I ask for help. As a matter of fact, in the first month of my BDM program, I even sought out counseling through UWI-ROYTEC's Student Assistance Program. I didn't know I needed it, but to say it helped is an understatement. I think all of us can benefit from therapy, and it's okay to try. It's not possible to go about this life all on your own. So, maintain those relationships and reach out for help when you don't know what else to do. Even if you don't know me personally, I'm here to help as well. We all have work to do on ourselves, and we always will. Though we have made it to the finish line, remember, we are all far from finished. Class of 2022, I celebrate you, and I wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Very wise beyond his years, won't you say? Indeed. Thank you, Mr. Cavallo. Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the presentation of awards and begin with the Chairman's Award for Outstanding Academic Achievement in the UWI-ROYTEC Associate Degree and Bachelor Programs. I invite Professor Rosemary Bell Antoine, Pro Vice Chancellor and Campus Principal and Chairman of the Board of Directors, UWI-ROYTEC, to present these awards. So let's do this. Top Student Award in the Associate Degree in Information Systems Management, Damian Chattagoon. Top Student Award in the Associate Degree in Management, Linda Lake Caesar. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Linda Lake Caesar. And the top student award in the Bachelor of Education degree for primary school teachers, Rochelle Powder. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to give not yet, please. Let's get ready to give a round of applause to the top student award in the Bachelor of Science degree in Information Systems Management, Early Gittins. And the top student award in the Bachelor of Science degree in Business Management, Charles Jr. Cavallo. Thank you, Professor Bella Antoine. I now invite Ms. Genevieve Julian, Acting Director, Academic Affairs, UWI-ROYTEC, to present a special token to the valedictorian of the 2021-2022 graduating class. And once again, I'll welcome on stage Mr. Charles Jr. Cavallo. Superb job. No, don't run, don't run. Take your time, take your time. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Mr. Cavallo, don't go too far, please. If you want, you can go and you can come back on this side. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, we now present four student awards as follows. First, the Issa Ghani Memorial Award. This is a special award for the best all-round student in the Bachelor of Science degree in Business Management. This award is donated by Mr. Peter Ghani, former subject head in marketing at UWI-ROYTEC, and is awarded to the student who demonstrated exemplary efforts in academic and social engagement during the last academic year. I now invite Ms. Wendy Augustus, Executive Director, UWI-ROYTEC, to present the 11th Issa Ghani Memorial Award to this year's winner. You guessed it. The 2022 recipient of this award is Charles Jr. Cavallo. Thank you, Ms. Augustus. All right, we good now, we good now. So the next award is contributed by the UWI-ROYTEC Student Council for Good Citizenship. The award is being presented by UWI-ROYTEC Student Council Treasurer, Mrs. Juliana Paul. This year's winner has been described as an individual with many talents and great ideas. This student is a source of positive encouragement to new and continuing students, helping them to push through the challenges towards course and program completion, that is. This student supports students even in the midst of their own challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021-2022 Good Citizenship Award goes to Kasaja Ford. Ladies and gentlemen, the next award is the Top Internship Project Award. And I ask Ms. Wendy Augustus, Executive Director, UWI-ROYTEC, to present this award. The internship project of the Associate of Science degree in Information Systems Management program provides students with the opportunity to apply both their understanding in the academic field and classroom theory in the workplace environment. The internship award goes to the student who created the most innovative IT-based solution geared towards improving business operations. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021-2022 Top Internship Project Award goes to Damian Chattagoon. And I will invite Ms. Augustus to remain on stage just for a little bit more for the presentation of the next award. Ladies and gentlemen, the next award is the Spirit of UWI-ROYTEC Award. The Spirit of UWI-ROYTEC Award goes to the student who, while attending the institution and serving on the Student Council Executive, best exhibited the attributes of a UWI-ROYTEC graduate, including, but not limited to, being entrepreneurially intelligent, a strategic thinker, a well-rounded team player, and a solution-centered individual. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021-2022 Spirit of UWI-ROYTEC Award goes to Kasaja Ford.